Today I'm talking to you guys about 3 ways you can put your art or designs on clothing and the advantages and disadvantages to each method. Thank you guys for coming back. My name is Derek. I am the artist and founder of the art and apparel brand Disorganized Depictions, and I want to talk to you guys today about different ways I've printed art on clothing and which ways I found best and which ways I found worst. Now, each different method has pros and cons, so there's no method that is the ultimate wet method that's much better than any other. It really all depends on where you are in your business, how much money you want to spend, what kind of garment you want to print on, and the colors that you're trying to print. The first and most widely known and probably widely adopted method is called screen printing. Screen printing basically works by printing a layer of ink of one color, then a separate layer of ink for another color and another and another. It just depends on how many different colors are going into your design. For example, if we're printing this design on a shirt, we have the colors black, white, and yellow. That means I have 3 colors to be printed on a shirt. Now in screen printing, the more colors that you're printing on a garment means the higher the cost. So for every color, it costs more in terms of a setup fee. So for example, if it costs $25 per screen setup, that would mean it's going to cost the amount of the shirt. So if it's $10 a shirt and I want 30 shirts, that means $300 plus $25 for each color. So $300 plus 75, because I have 3 colors back there. I have black, white, and yellow. So that's 3 times 25 is 75 plus the $300 for the shirts. So that is one drawback of screen printing, is that it costs more money to print more colors. But screen printing prints the most vibrant of colors. It doesn't matter what color garment you're printing on, whether you're printing on a black shirt, a white shirt, a navy blue shirt, a forest green jacket, it doesn't matter. Screen printing colors will always be vibrant and loud. That is probably the biggest advantage to screen printing. One thing you do need to know about screen printing is there's typically a minimum order quantity, an MOQ. That basically means that you just have to order a certain number of shirts in order to do business with a screen printer. Typically, this number ranges between 24 to 36 shirts as a starting point. So you have to invest in that many shirts to work with a screen printer. If you don't have the money to start with 24 to 36 shirts, don't worry. I'm going to cover how you can do business later in this video. But if you want to do screen printing and print really vibrant colors on dark or light shirts and just have a really strong quality of print, I would say screen printing is probably one of your best options, but you do have to invest money up front. One thing to also note with screen printers is that once they print your shirt, they're going to give you the shirts and you're going to have to ship them yourself. So that's screen printing. To quickly interject, guys, I would really appreciate it if you guys would like this video if it's bringing you value. The second method of printing is called dye sublimation. Dye sublimation works by basically dyeing the garment itself. For example, if this shirt was done through dye sublimation, which it is not, then the shirt itself would be dyed, meaning there's no ink that is printed on top of it. Rather, the dye fuses with the actual shirt, dyeing it a certain color. Now, in my experience, dye sublimation typically is a little bit cheaper than screen printing, and the colors are still vibrant, but not as vibrant as screen printing. The downside to dye sublimation is that you can only print on light colored shirts because the dye fuses with the garment. So you can't really fuse a color with black. It will just make the colors super dark and you won't be able to see it. That's why dye sublimation really works well on a white shirt, a beige shirt, a light pink shirt, a light green shirt, any light colored garment. Dye sublimation also requires usually a minimum order quantity, meaning you need to order somewhere between 24 to 36 shirts. But dye sublimation is a little bit cheaper because you can integrate as many colors as you want, and it doesn't cost more money per color like screen printing does. So that's dye sublimation. The third method, and personally my favorite method, is direct to garment. Now I want to be straight up with you guys, direct to garment printing does not have as vibrant of colors as screen printing or as dye sublimation, but you can print direct to garment on any color. And I just say that to clarify that dye sublimation only works on light colors, but screen printing also works on any colors, just like direct to garment. What's nice about direct to garment printing is that you don't have to order a bunch of shirts. If someone wants one shirt from you, or you just want to order maybe 4 shirts, then you can just order them in small quantities. With that being said, because you're ordering in small quantities, the shirt cost is a little bit more expensive. So let's just say if we were printing the same design, if I was to do it by dye sublimation, it would probably be cheapest somewhere at about $10 to $11 per white shirt, but I'd have to order a set amount of shirts. Screen printing would probably cost me closer to $12, and I'd also have to order a set amount of shirts. But with direct to garment, I can order just one shirt, but it probably will cost me anywhere from $13 to $14 for the shirt itself. So you really want to factor in the cost of goods that you're going to be paying for a shirt or for a jacket or for whatever you're printing on when you're thinking about doing this sort of business. Now the reason I also like direct to garment is because direct to garment printers can also offer drop shipping depending on who you work with. Now I go through a company called Printful. Printful essentially prints my shirt for me and then does all the shipping for me. That's what drop shipping is. It's when your manufacturer, in this case your printer, prints something for you but also sends it to your customer so you don't have to package it yourself. So for me personally, I don't mind paying an extra $2 to $3 for a direct to garment print if they're going to handle the shipping for me, because it makes my life easier. I don't have to buy packages and pack things up and either have UPS come to my house, or I go to a UPS or a post office or a FedEx store to ship my products. I can just have the printer ship them, which makes my life easier. So direct to garment is nice because it's less risk up front, because you don't have to buy a bunch of shirts and hope that they sell, and also it gives you a little bit more freedom with your time because someone else is doing the shipping for you. But like I said, the cons to direct to garment printing is that your colors aren't as vibrant as they would be screen printing or doing dye sublimation if you're working with a light colored shirt, jacket, pants, or whatever you're printing on. So obviously if you're trying to get into the clothing space, it really depends on where you're at, how much money you have to invest, aka how much capital you have to put up into your business. So today we've covered screen printing, dye sublimation, and direct to garment, and different pros and cons to each method. I hope whichever method you guys choose, that you guys are able to make a profitable business, whether you're in the art or apparel space or both, and that you guys have happy customers, and more importantly, that you guys are happy with the decision that you're making and the growth that you see in your business. Thank you guys so much for coming back. I'll see you guys soon.